Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. So I wanted to do a quick video, and you'll have seen by the title what this video is about. I can't say the word, so it's a flexible, and it's written across the screen now. So that is a test that you have done for your bottom. So I wanted to put it up here in case there's anybody that's going to be going for this test or worrying about this test or thinking about this test, what happens, how it feels, what you have to do to prep for it, and just everything, just general. I am back today from the hospital. I'm in my jammies, home for Christmas. So, and yeah, my Santa Claus jammies. So yeah, I'm ready for Christmas, but it's not Christmas, it's actually July. So today we had good news from the doctors. It was fabulous news, in fact, that everything was clear from my flexible and it just went really well. So why I had to go in the first place, I had recurrent bleeding, and we thought that was down to piles, and that was last year, this time last year. No, it wasn't. It was November last year. And I had it a few times, and Anusol was doing the trick every time, but it was recurring. So I went to the doctors and she said, let's get you a referral in just to have a quick look at that. The referral took 5 months to come through because it was a non-urgent referral. We knew that it was piles because they inserted a finger and it was a bulging pile. So we knew it was. But I just wanted to rule out other things. Now, if you have any signs or symptoms or any bowel changes in your habits, or you have bleeding from the bottom, or you have a lump in your tummy, or you have sore tummy or bloating, go and get that checked out if it's persistent. Some people suffer from IBS and they are used to those kind of symptoms. I think I have IBS, I'm not sure, but I definitely have recurrent kind of things like that happening with my bowels. So anyway, the referral came in for 5 months later. I went along to my first appointment. Now, they used a camera, but it wasn't a sophisticated camera with the screen. This was just like a little one, and he went up inside, but he couldn't see much because there was a little bit of poop at the back there. Yes, this is a pleasant discussion. Okay, I best put in, before we go any further, disclaimer, there will be discussions of poop in this. So if you don't like poop, best not to come to this video. But then if you're going for this test, then you know all about poop. And we all do it. Everybody's poop is the same. Right, okay, let's get back into the video. So, they said to me, we can't see because there's a bit of poop there. You do have piles, but they're very small, very small, because it's calmed down since November. I haven't had recurrent symptoms. So then they referred me for this flexible. And that is where I am now, today. So it came in 6 weeks later. There is generally a 6-week waiting list. If they are more suspect of some of your symptoms, then you'll get in within 2 weeks, but mine was 6 weeks, so I've waited quite a while for this one. So I went in today, through the post. I got the most delicious not drink ever to arrive, and it's called moviprep. Now, I really should do a video all for moviprep because it's the worst thing in the world. No, it's not. It's not the worst thing in the world. Childbirth is the worst thing in the world. No, it's not. No, right. Anyway, this is a drink, and you get 2 drinks, 2 sachets, and you have to put 1 sachet into a litre of water, and you have to drink that over 1 to 2 hours. Now, it tastes like hell in a glass. No, it tastes very sugary, very sweet, very artificial, and just horrifically bad. It's just really bad. But it tells you on there, you're not going to enjoy this, and it's for to make you poop. So it's just not the best thing in the world. But please, oh, I don't like it at all. Anyway, so you have to put that in a litre, and then a litre 2 hours later. And you have to rest, and then it makes you go to the toilet. And it certainly worked for me. Now, my biggest tip for you, if you are going to get this flexible, and you are having the drink, or you're going for a colonoscopy, you'll get the same kind of prep for the night before. Drink lots of water. I drank about 3 litres of water alongside the 2 litres. So I had about 5 litres yesterday. And that just helps with your dehydration. You don't get so dehydrated, you don't get the headaches and stuff. And also it cleans you out. After the first litre of my moviprep, I was completely cleared out. So the second stuff, you have to take the second stuff. I could only get down about half a litre because I was vomiting. It is very hard to take, especially on the second litre. So I really struggled. But my biggest advice is to chill it. Don't do it at the start because you have to let it dissolve. Then chill it in the fridge, drink it cold, and then drink it alongside water. and get the water into you. Keep hydrated. And when I went in today, the lady said your prep was really, really good. You must have drank a lot of water. And I said I did. And she said that loads of people go and they don't drink the water, and that's the problem. So drink the water and just get through it. Do it as much as you can. You need the bowel prep to be good. I went in today, my bowel prep was good. I had the procedure. The person before me had not done the bowel prep very good, and now they have to come back for a repeated thing. So I can't imagine anything worse than being told today that I had to repeat all of this. It would have been hell on earth. So please, my biggest advice to you is get it down your neck and do it. It's not pleasant, it's not fantastic, it's not fun, but it's worth it because you won't need to go and repeat again, and you really don't want to do that. Right, okay, so that is the prep over with. They send you that all out. There's instructions, everything's there so that you know what to do. And then it was the day of today. So I kept pooping all night last night. Got to sleep about 11, woke up this morning, I was still pooping. That's quite normal, I've heard. Some people don't, but I was. So got into the hospital about 15 minutes before my scheduled appointment, just so that I was early and I knew where I was going and we could get a car parking place. That's very essential in hospitals because there's not many car parking places anywhere. When we got in, we were 2 hours kept waiting. So be prepared because there was an emergency from someone coming from another ward who needed a emergency bowel treatment, I think. So please be aware that that can happen in hospital if you're in a busy ward and there's emergencies going on in the hospital. Mine's was a routine-ish appointment, even though I had high anxiety over it. But that person was in an emergency situation, so you have to wait. So we had 2 hours waiting. When we first arrived, we were booked in, and I got a little tag, which I'm still wearing. I need to take that off. But we were booked in, names taken, why you're here, your blood pressure taken, your SATs, all your kind of observations. Are they okay? Is everything fine? Everything was fine. It was all grand. So they done that. And then they asked me to wait in the waiting room. Oh no, they didn't. They asked me to get dressed. So I had a gown that had a backless back and little modesty shorts that has a hole up the back so they can get into the bottom. And then I took a dressing gown with me, and be prepared to take a dressing gown, pair of slippers. Don't freak out. I did. I thought, oh no, why are they asking me to do that? Is that because if there's something wrong I'll be staying? It's not. It's because if there's a waiting time, then you're going to want to cover your back end. For sure. So I was going to the toilet and stuff, and I'm so glad I had my dressing gown and my pair of slippers going into the toilet. So it's so much better. If you've got waiting times, it's really good. So yay, that was that. So waited 2 hours, then we got the appointment, and in I went. They ask you to lie onto the bed. It's a really comfy bed. It was gorgeous. And there's a screen on either side of me, so you could watch. The nurse could watch it on this side, and the doctor, the consultant, can watch it on that side. I had a male consultant. Everything was fine, and I had 3 nurses. So they asked me to lie onto my left side, and then he asked me some questions. Why are you here? What's been going on? So I kind of said I've had IBS symptoms. I did have bleeding before the year, which was due to piles. And he was like, right, okay. So then they insert a finger to just check the area around that part is fine, and then they go in with the scope. Now, before, you can have sedation with this, but you really don't need to have sedation. It's not recommended, but you can have it. It's totally up to you if you're very anxious about it. I wasn't so anxious about the procedure. I was anxious about what they could find, but I wasn't anxious about the procedure, so I was fine. But they did offer me gas and air and said if I needed it when they go round the bends, then you can have it. So he then inserts the camera and heads on up the colon. Now, up that first part of the colon is absolutely fine and there's no pain whatsoever. Totally not uncomfortable. I didn't feel it much. When they hit the bendy bits, whew, it's quite uncomfortable. It's like bloating, like you have serious constipation, or you've got the most worst cramp from period pain you've ever had. That kind of feeling. It's not anything like childbirth. Definitely not. But the nurse before said that if you're a woman, your colon is a bit more bendier because of the ovaries and all of those other areas compared to the man. So there can be a little bit more painful if you're the woman. So they went around that bend, and when they went around that bend I went, oh, you're gonna have to stop. And she went, would you like the gas and air? And I thought, keep going, keep going. And I went, no, I don't need it. And I didn't take it, and yay, got through it. So, and then they go up quite quick. And then on the way back, that's when they take their time. They take the pictures, they take a look around, and they go all the way down to your bottom and out. And on that journey, they'll take some biopsies. Mines were completely normal. Everything was normal in my colon. There was not a problem. And I had good prep, so there was no poop. And everything was normal. But the fella took some biopsies for inflammation, just because of the IBS things, and because they're up there. Some doctors take them, some doctors don't. On my notes it says everything was normal and no further investigations needed, but the biopsies will come back in a few weeks' time, or quite a few weeks' time. But he said that everything should be fine, there's no problem with that. So yay. So that was it. And then when they come out, that's it. He says we're all done. He lets you know a little bit about the procedure, how it went. And you can see all of that on the screen as well. So they're showing you, there's your colon, there's this part, because they've all got different names. And yeah, that was interesting, although I didn't watch a lot of it. So then they came out, and that was it. She said, you're free to go. If you go back and get changed, they give you over a cup of tea and stuff because you've never eaten. And like, oh, and that's what I never said. You don't eat from 9 o'clock yesterday. So 9 o'clock yesterday, I didn't eat until today at 11:30 was the first bit of food that I put in my mouth. So I was hungry. So yeah, they offered me a cup of tea and stuff, but I said no. So we just did the discharge, and that was just going through the notes, letting me know that everything was normal, why they done what they done, what they found, and that was it. And then I got to go home, and I went home. So I would say all in all, it was an experience that was ups and downs. With the movie prep, that was hard work, and a little bit of pain in the procedure, but very, very minimal. You can get through it. But if you need to, there is gas and air, so ask for that if they haven't offered it to you. And I would say that is my experience done. If you are having this procedure and you're a little bit worried or concerned, please pop it down in the comments below and let me know, or contact me on my email lightninglast@yahoo.com. This has been a good couple of months of procedures and things happening in my life with my health, which has triggered a health anxiety that I've suffered with for years. So I will do an individual video on that when I'm feeling a little bit stronger. But yeah, I'm glad to say that everything went normal, and it feels good to have a normal colon and not to be worrying about it. So yeah, that is the end of my video, and honestly, it's good to talk. Don't let things like bums and poop and farts get in your way of going to the doctors and getting it checked out. We all poop and we all fart and we all do that out of a bum, so why not go and see about it? Definitely. This should, if you're watching this should encourage you. If you're having unusual bowel movements, or you're thinking, oh, I'm not too keen about this, or something's happening, go to the doctor. Everything will be fine. Even if you have to have this test, you'll be okay. You will be okay. I promise you, you'll get through it. Alright, so that is it, I think. There's nothing more. If you need anything else, or you've got any more questions, as I say, put it in the comments below, and look out for my unboxing videos, and look out for an anxiety video that I will do maybe next month, I think, once everything's calmed down in my life. And take care of yourself, and have a fantastic day, whatever you are doing, and enjoy life. That's it.
My channel, comment below, press the bell button, thumbs up, thank you.